So emotions. Well, people, we all have emotions. Every day, probably. And what are emotions? I think emotions are the way we interpret things that happen. Things without charge. Things are objective, but we give them a charge by creating our subjective thoughts about them and our subjective feelings, which are the emotions. And this morning I woke up and I felt sad. I felt really sad. And what I do nowadays, I develop this kind of practice that when I feel, it's a big bumblebee flying by all the time, when I feel emotion, I try to take certain steps. At first I try to center, so to ground, to put my feet on the floor, in the soil, and to realize that no matter what happens, I'm standing there. And I will be. To realize that my emotions are not me. And it feels like being in the center of a whirlwind. But in the center it can be still, with all these feelings swirling around me, like leaves or branches or stones and dust, like swirling around me. Some go slow, some go fast, some are heavy, some are light. But in the middle of all that chaos, I am standing grounded, centered, and very stable. So I observe these emotions. And when I am centered and I feel that I am not my emotions, I try to share about them. So I center and then I share. To me it helps to get the energy flowing, so not to stay stuck with this emotion, even if I'm observing it from a distance. But sharing helps to create a flow for me. And it doesn't matter if I share it by writing or by talking to a person or to my own phone or whatever. But when I talk, I start to process. And I hear myself, or I read my own words, and I start to understand the process. Like, why do I feel this emotion? And I don't have to understand it fully, but it helps to understand which part of me feels some kind of fear or insecurity that causes the emotion. So I share. And then while I'm sharing or afterwards, it doesn't matter. It's a process which is not step by step, but all steps are intertwined or connected. And the third step is to embrace everything. So to embrace myself, to embrace the moments where I was connected with my emotions, or where I did identify with the emotions. And to embrace everything, to embrace the irrationality of the emotion, or the rationality for that matter. The fact that I was carried away by the emotion, or the fact that I wasn't carried away by the emotion. And the need for sharing, or the longing for sharing, the longing for some confirmation, or the longing for some compassion of someone. Well, my mind thinks that I should be able to do everything on my own and to solve everything on my own. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's really nice to get someone involved and to share. So I embrace everything. I embrace my insecurities. I embrace the inner childs that are insecure or afraid. Well, hello there. And then I feel what I need most at the moment. For now, it's going to the beach, where I'm in the dunes. You can see the beach is up there. I'm walking barefoot to feel the connection with the sand and the earth. And I'll go to the beach and walk through the water next, I think, and maybe treat myself for a cup of tea in a restaurant or something. So I look for silence and nature and peace to really process what happened to process the emotion, and to connect with myself and feel my strength. To really feel the inner strength which is always in me and which is always in you, which is always in everybody. And it's so powerful to feel that strength, and to also feel that, yeah, there was sadness, and there still is sadness, and it's perfectly fine. I don't have to hide my sadness. I can just write a message on Facebook about feeling sad without a need for anything, but just a longing for sharing. And then to read the reactions that appeared, which were so, so wonderful, and which felt like a warm embrace. And it helps to connect again, and to see my inner beauty. And even if one of the things, like what was one of the reasons I was sad, is that I'm in a process of really embracing myself in the way I look. And one of the things that always make me shy is my skin. I've always had problems with my skin around my nose and everything. And for a long time I have some medicines for it, and they got it under control pretty well. And lately it got worse, and it hurts. I feel it, and I see it. So each moment of the day, and each time I look into the mirror, I see myself, and I feel shy and insecure and sad and angry. All these emotions. So even this, which for me is a very difficult process feels like a very difficult process to embrace. And even though it feels difficult, I know I can. So here I'm sitting, embracing myself, looking at the rabbits far away and the people passing by. And I feel how everything is connected and how everything is so beautiful. How I am beautiful. And I learn to embrace it. Now I'm sitting here, I notice there's these little plants growing here, and maybe you can see them. Like here's one, and there is one, and there's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of them if you look around for a while. And even though their situation seems pretty hopeless, like this white sand, there's no nutrients, it's dry. And there's rabbits here, which eat the little plants. But they don't give up. They are still here. They're growing, they're strong. They seem to make the best of every moment. And to believe in their own strength. Like, hey, no matter how everything looks around me, I'm still here. And I love being here. I love being here. And I do. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for giving me this space to share my thoughts with you. Have a great day. Bye.